I'm Robin.
And I'm Quinn.
And welcome to Healthy Cooking Camp,
which is our online interactive cooking show and community designed to take you from totally confused to total connoisseur in your own kitchen. We're having an excellent day in our kitchen today too because we are just like flushed with greens.
It's spring.
It's springtime.
It's here. Spring has sprung.
Spring has sprung on our head and our clothing.
Blossoming before your eyes.
So we are here with all of these amazing, fresh, lush greens to talk to you about
So good.
Why they're so amazing, how to make them, how to store them.
Yeah. We're going to do a full greens breakdown because one of the major questions I get in my health coaching practice from all of our healthy cooking campers is, I go to the store, I see all these things, and I'm like, whoa, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with these greens. So, and then sometimes even you buy them, and then you get them home, and they sit and die a slow, sad death.
Yeah.
We're going to take you from when you get home with those lovely, lovely beauties to complete meal. I mean, like, you'll see what to do with them there.
So let's break it down.
Let's break it down. This is our greens breakdown.
It's a breakdown. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is kind of the green du jour, the new popular kid in town.
You know what I call it?
What do you call
the
kale?
Godfather.
The Godfather.
The Godfather.
It is. They do these tests on vegetables called the ORAC test, O-R-A-C, and they check all of the different antioxidant levels of every fruit and every vegetable, and kale is like the valedictorian. Every year it gets the highest scores. All the other fruits and vegetables are like, ugh, kale.
Why is kale always winning?
Why does kale win everything?
It does.
But it does because it's amazing, and there's so many different ways to prepare it. So we're going to just throw a couple ways out there and see what sticks. We're just going to toss it. One of the great things that people don't really know about kale is it has a lot of protein in it, a lot of calcium across the board with these leafy greens. Tons of fiber. All that good vitamin A, if anyone there cares about A.
We were just talking about A.
It's like the stepchild of the vitamin world.
Who talks about A?
No one cares about A.
No one cares. I'm sorry, A.
But it also has lots of C.
Which
you know you all want some C. Yeah, you do.
C. It's quite popular. Popular kid at school.
Shall we look at some kale?
Let's look at some kale. Hi.
Hi, these are some kales. This one is called dinosaur kale, also known as Jacinto kale. But we really love this one because it's nice and the leaves aren't quite as overwhelming. It's a little easier. Sometimes I'll buy this one if I just want to easier trek home from the grocery store, whereas this one, the curly kale, is a little bit more cumbersome.
It is. And flavor-wise, they're a little different. I find this one to be a little lighter in flavor, and this one to be a little denser and a little greener tasting.
Yeah, so the greener taste is like a little bit of that like bitter, like a stronger nuttiness. That's nutty. So one of the things that we like to do when we get home is, first things first, is break down the kale, and then we wash it. So that's a good tip. The cutting board is going to be a little dirty, and then we wash everything off, and then we store it. So should we do a little bit of that?
Yeah. Okay. So curly, when you get home, you want to think about how you're going to be using your kale for the week a lot of the time. So if I'm just going to use this for a smoothie, sometimes I'll just wash it and then keep it in a Ziploc, you know, because when you go to make a smoothie, you're literally just going to be taking it straight from there, you know, going like this and throwing it in your blender, and then you're good to go. So if you're going to be doing that, you don't even need to break it down. But if you're going to make a kale salad or saute it, you do want to take it off the stems like so. Basically, take 2 fingers, peace fingers?
Peace fingers. Peace, guys.
And strip down your kale. And then you end up with the leaves.
So same thing, just rip it down, and then voila. What else do we have?
One last tip with the dino kale. Sometimes if you get it, this is of more mature, so mature.
Unlike me.
So mature. They're going to have larger leaves, but if you get a younger, tender dino kale and they have smaller leaves, that's good. This guy. Some tender leaves, if they're a little bit shorter and smaller, you can even just leave the stem on. And what I'll do in that case is just chop off the bottom, throw that away, and then just go ahead and chop this up and keep the stem in there. And you know it'll be a little crunchy, but if you chop it with the stems in, I mean literally, it's like literally,
boom.
It takes 2 seconds to just chop your way through it, and then in the salad spinner, in your colander, dry it off, Ziploc bag. It's like the word of the day. And you're good to go.
So if you don't have a salad spinner, you can just throw your greens into a colander like this and throw it in the sink just wash it under some cold water, and then when it comes out, I'll just kind of pat it dry with some paper towels to get some of the moisture off, and then what I do is I just throw them in a Ziploc bag or any sort of plastic storage bag like so, with a paper towel to kind of keep some moisture intact, and that keeps things fresher for longer. Good tip.
If you get your kale fresh, even from the farmer's market, which is why, I mean, we love going to the farmer's market because it's so delicious and such a lovely experience on a weekend, if you will, but you want to go there largely because you're going to get more mileage from your greens. If you get something from the farm, it's going to last in your fridge. Honestly, I've had kale last a full week.
Yes, for sure.
Full week.
Because it just came out of the ground, whereas the grocery store stuff, you don't know how long it's been on a truck trying to get to you. So
my method with the salad spinner, I love one of these. I really recommend all my clients get one. They are such a huge time saver. So again, everything's dirty here. Take it off, throw it in your salad spinner, and then what I do is keep it all in the basket, and then I fill the basket with water. And then once it's filled with water, I give it a good zhuzh with my hand. And then sometimes if it's extra dirty, I'll pull the basket out, all the water will come out, I'll dump that. And then I'll give it one more rinse, just with the fresh running water. And then put that puppy in there, like so.
Like so.
Like so.
And zip up. Zip up.
And then you need to do that a few times, it has a little break. Do you know salad spinners?
No.
That's a break. Kind of cool.
That's really advanced.
And then sometimes I'll take it out, dump the water again, do it a couple times. Once you get used to doing this, it's so fast, I promise.
Yeah.
And then same thing Quinn said, Ziploc bag, clean paper towel, throw it in there, zip it up, throw it in the fridge, and then they'll be ready to go.
There's a lot of different types of kale out there. Try them all, see which ones you like, choose whichever looks the freshest and the most beautiful that day because it's going to taste the best.
So true. And you want them to be, when selecting, you want the greens to be vibrant, have a good color green to them, no yellow, nothing wilty, and you want to touch it.
Smell it.
Smell it. This is the earth, this is Mama Earth, love, Godfather, child. I combined all those things there.
Yeah, you just want to get into
You want to really, get friendly.
And you want it to be, crisp, very crisp. If it's, gummy and soft, that's when you know it's kind of going off.
Yeah, that's when it's on sale.
Yeah.
You probably don't want to buy your dark leafies on sale unless you're going to use them the second you get home.
Right. True that, yo.
True that. All right, we've covered kale for you. And let us know what's your favorite kale and what your favorite kale recipe is. Email us, healthycookingcamp@gmail.com, and share your recipes, your tips, and your favorite kale.